Hey, this is John Hope Bryant, and I'm live on all of my channels. Well, I'm going to spread this to all of my channels. At the moment, it's important that to me that everybody puts the word out that that we're live with an unpacking of the mysteries of the coronavirus that is now impacting not only the country but the nation. I want you to agree to please share this video with those that you love. Those who are not able to watch this right now, I want you to make sure you share it with them and share it on your pages and make sure that people are able to get this information. I'll do this hopefully very crisply and in a way that everybody can understand. Hello, Sean and Marvin, welcome. I'm the founder and chairman and CEO of Operation Hope. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with me, we're the largest nonprofit financial inclusion organization in America. And that's important right now because we're talking about something that is going to affect your health and your money. And that's a coronavirus called COVID-19. That is the official code for it. But nobody understands it. Nobody understands how it's going to affect you. I want to unpack where we are now, and more importantly, where we're going and what you need to do. So let me get into this. I've talked, by the way, to the head of the Red Cross yesterday. I've talked to the federal government. Yesterday, I've talked to the federal government this morning, the head of our money supplies this afternoon. So this is all new information, but this is also, you're getting the simplified benefit of the way I think about this and what I think you should do. So number one, is this a pandemic? Yes, it is. Number two, is it serious? Yes, it is. Number three, do I believe you're going to die tomorrow? No, I don't. Do I believe that the vast majority of people with a proper intact immune system are going to be okay? Listen to me now. Yes, I do. You've got to keep your immune system up. My wife has given me a whole routine about this that I followed in the past and I'm following now. You've got to do everything to keep your immune system up. But from that, the vast majority of people, and we hope to confirm this with data in the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks on the outside, the vast majority of people with an intact immune system will be fine. You'll be able to walk right through this, and at most it'll feel like a bad flu. Some people won't feel it at all right? But so 80% of you will be able to deal with this with no problem. I believe up to 95% plus are not really at risk, are most at risk, listen to me now, are elderly, those who have compromised immune systems. Those people with compromised immune systems have to be protected and have to be supported in every way that we can. So the way you keep this crisis from spreading is to shut down the economy and shut down people from spreading this virus. So what's going on, what you're going to experience right now is happening piece by piece, and I'm explaining to you why it's important, is a complete shutdown of the economy. It's intentional, and I think it's really smart. You've got to be the opposite of viral right now. Viral is everybody sharing, everybody spreading. I want you to spread this video, and that's about it. What you need to do is to contain and basically suffocate this virus, keep it from having the ability to spread in schools, in hospitals, in concerts, in professional sporting events, in gatherings of large and small, employment places. So the next 2 weeks is really about making sure that you help us. And I'm so proud of everybody. There's been a little bit of hoarding and a little bit of fighting every now and then, but 99.9% of what I've experienced so far, everybody, I'm so proud of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Everybody's been very calm and very orderly, getting your supplies, but lock yourself down, help us help America and Africa and Europe and Asia and the Middle East and whatever part of the world I missed, okay? I didn't do it intentionally. Lock down for 2 weeks. Now, in the midst of that, because 70% of all jobs in America are small businesses with 500 employees or less, I'm going to repeat that, 70+% of all jobs in this country have less than 500 employees in it. Those are small businesses like restaurants and audio visual companies and graphic companies and companies that support transportation, they support tourism. Those companies need a lifeline, and the injection of capital, of liquidity to those companies is critical in the next 4 weeks to keep them going, to make sure that they don't offload their employees, which creates a second crisis. So this, I believe, this is my view now, right? The government's not saying this, I'm saying this. I don't believe I think like 98% of people, if your immune system is tight, you're going to be okay, all right? And you need to make sure that anybody who's older and with a compromised immune system, you take good care of them and keep them away from people who might have any sense of being viral or whom they can get this, okay? But so you're not going to die from the crisis, but your wallet may die. Your financial crisis, you may have a financial crisis if you don't manage what comes next. And what comes next is the squeeze. The financial and economic squeeze. Credit markets are going to tighten up unless we do something about it. You need to have a credit card that has no limit, that has no balance on it set aside. You got extra water? Good. You have extra toilet tissue? Everybody's bought everything in sight? Okay, good. Make sure you have a credit card with a no balance on it that you can use in emergency. Do not touch it. I hope you have some savings. Put that aside. Do not touch it. Break glass in time of an emergency. We're not there yet. I want you to have optionality. Okay, that's why I keep telling everybody about get your debt low, your savings high, get your credit score up, so you can access credit when you really need it. So the first part of this is squeeze the crisis. I'm not looking at the comments right now, I'm trying to get this out, but I will come back and comment on all of the people who are making comments. Make sure let me know you're understanding what I'm saying here. Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying here, if I'm doing a decent job of explaining this. And yes, we have Hope Financial coaches all around this country in 20 plus states that can help you with what I'm describing for free. And Operation Hope will be rolling out an emergency financial disaster plan in concert with American Red Cross, in concert with FEMA and others to help you through this. So am I seeing thumbs up? You're understanding what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, my sister Monty. Hey. Okay. Honey, at the sun, I believe. Yes, thank you. Harriet, Samaro. Yes. Okay. So number one, there's a reason, a very good reason for what you're viewing as partial shutdowns. Listen to me now. This should not be a partial shutdown. This should be a complete shutdown. I'm saying this, right? A small business owner myself. Everybody should cooperate. There should be a complete shutdown of the economy in schools, in the culture, in every place where people congregate so that you can squeeze and suffocate this virus and keeping it from spreading. Number two, we have to inject, and I'm hoping the federal government's going to do this, they injected $1 trillion into the financial markets in what's called the Fed window on Friday, which went to banks, and listen to me, then went to businesses for liquidity. Don't think some fat cat's taking $1 trillion from you. That's not the way this works. It went to the Fed window. The Fed window only feeds into banks. And whatever you think about banks, folks, you cannot have a growing economy or any economy without banking. Where do I have my mortgage? At a bank. Where did I get my car loan? With a bank. Where did you get your credit card? From a bank. Where did your kids get it? I mean, what do you want look, whatever you have is probably involving a bank. Stop hating banks, okay? It's actually facilitating large parts of the economy, right? And when they give us credit on good terms, we love them, all right? And so what's happening now is you don't want them to shut down small businesses from accessing credit, and that $1 trillion was allowing at least those businesses that can prove that they should have access to capital to actually get the liquidity so the banks have the money to lend them. There probably needs to be more, and I think that it should be a creative expansion of small business access to capital. I'm talking to the administration about that, so that in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we have a reimagination of what qualification means in this unique moment in time. We shouldn't be talking about the same qualifications that a small business got a loan 3 months ago or 10 months ago. For this period, it should be a different criteria to allow them to get the critical liquidity they need to keep the doors open to their business until this crisis passes. Number one, shut down the economy and shut down our culture temporarily so that you can squeeze and suffocate the virus. Step number two, everybody who can support small businesses so they can support employees so they can stay alive. And step number 3, we need to provide financial coaching in 4 weeks to 6 to 8 weeks out, lead for a year, to help people restructure their budgets, to negotiate with the mortgage company, the credit card company, their landlord, the auto loan company, whoever that you owe money to. And maybe you're a little late, maybe you fell behind. You're not a bum, you're not a bad person. You've experienced a unique, one-of-a-kind event that's never hit modern society in the history of the modern world. It's not your fault. And if you're not a bum and you're not using this as an excuse not to pay your bills, there's some people who don't pay their bills and try to hide underneath this and basically dump all their problems in the coronavirus jar. That won't work. But if you're an otherwise good and decent human being, and I believe most people are, who pay your obligations, you just need a break, I think there'll be a package of resources available to you, and Operation Hope and Hope Coalition America and Hope Inside is going to be part of that delivery system to deliver those resources to you and be your advocate, your consigliere, your support base as you talk to your lender. Please tell me you understand what I'm saying. Give me a thumbs up if you understand, if I'm making it clear, and a thumbs down if you don't. I'll wait. Donna says she understands the complete shutdown. Currently, I work for the federal government and we are still open but gradually shutting down. Yes, this is an orderly shutdown. William Spader, me and Dr. Dalton are doing great things. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Dr. Dalton is my father-in-law. Thank you very much. He's got a whole medical enterprise that he is using to help those who are less fortunate. Trying to make sure I see all the comments. If you have comments, add them and I will respond. So it seems like you understand what I'm saying. I'll make sure this video does not go too long so that you can spread it and people will watch it. I want you to understand there's 3 pieces to this right now, so that we have a V-shaped recovery and not this. Is that we can survive a month in this economy with confidence, with it slowing down, even shutting down. But we have to pivot, all right? After a month, we've got to pivot. And that means everybody has to be a co-partner in this recovery. How we deal with it and how we get out of it. Number 1, everybody cooperate in the shutdown of our environments where people congregate. Stay in, talk to people by FaceTime, talk to them by phone, talk to them by video conference, watch videos like this, go Netflix crazy, whatever you want to do, but do not participate in unnecessary gathering in public events because we need for this to slow down to a trickle. Because the public needs to have confidence. Listen now, the public, you have to have confidence that you can go out in public and you're not going to die from this, and it's not going to cripple you. And the only way to have that confidence is if we give the environment where the infection rates slow down by separating. Number 2, the federal government, and I'm so proud of people like my friend Tony Ressler, owner of the Atlanta Hawks, and there's another guy who owned another team, I'm blanking on his name, but they've announced they're going to pay all their workers for 30 days. All their hourly workers, paying them for 30 days. I've heard several companies agree to do this. You're an hourly worker, they're going to compensate them for 30 days, so they're not personally aggrieved by this. So you're a small business owner, a big business owner, you're a bank, you're a financier, and you can help people through this. I encourage you to do so, and I will commend you online, in public, if you do so, and I thank you. Number two, we have to inject and ensure a financial lifeline to businesses in this short period of time. But within 30 days, we need to plan how we're going to operate, and we need data. I believe we'll have it by then that will prove what I'm saying, that 90+% of people, 80% of people can walk through this and not have any serious effects as long as you have an intact immunity system. 90+% of people I think also will get through this without death or serious harm coming to you, as long as you don't have a compromised immune system. The concern is our elderly and our seniors and our brothers and sisters with compromised immune systems, and those people need to be guarded, which means they need to have access to hospitals, which means you and I can't be clogging those hospitals with unnecessary stuff or with panic. So don't panic, because you're just making it worse. And then at that time, in 30 days, we need you to be able to go back into the public, with the government saying it, not me, back into the public, okay, participating in the economy in a safe way, so that we can get the restaurants to have clients again, the car washes to have clients again, the airports and the airlines flying again. We got to keep this economy going because it's an economy that you're trying to rebuild a ship set to sea. Okay, this is an economy that's being worked on while it's going. You're trying to put the pause button and the continuing operation button going at the same time. So we're going to pause doing basic doing basic like making calls to creditors and getting more time on things, depending on having debt not going out. I agree in with what Mark is saying. And contact a Hope Financial coach. We'll help you through this. Our services are free. So again, I'm going to stop now. Share this video on your pages. I'll do this probably every day as an update. But I'm hearing good things from employers, and again, like my friend Tony Ressler, who's a partner with me in another venture, isn't paying all of his hourly workers just because it's the right thing to do. So you think all capitalists are good or bad? Here's a great example of a good one. Encourage your employer to let you work remotely for 12, 14 days. We all need to just take a break, just stop, and take care of those most concerned, like my mother, who's up in age, in great shape, but up in age. Take care of them. Don't let them go out. My mother, I invited my mother out. She said, "No, I bet they ain't going nowhere." That's exactly the right answer. Number 2 is, if you can, help people over a bridge over troubled waters the next 2 to 3 weeks. And number 3, I want you in 30 days' time to be healthy enough and have enough confidence to go back out and engage in this economy so that we have a V recovery, down and back up again, and we get back into life with a plan to go forward. I hope this has been helpful. Go to a Hope Financial coach at a Hope Inside location near you. Get your budget together. Get your credit score up. It's important now, like ever before, because you need to access credit. Make sure you have a credit card with no limit on, with no balance on it, so you can use it. Make sure you have supplies set aside. Do not hoard. You want 30 days worth of supplies, not 3 years worth of supplies, right? I want you to have optionality. I want you to contact your creditors proactively. Don't wait for them to call you. You need to call them. Just because you put your head in the sand does not mean the bill is going away. Do not ignore your landlord. Do not ignore your mortgage company. Do not ignore your credit card company. Do not assume that this is going away. You need to be proactive. Attack the problem. Don't let the problem attack you. Or as I like to say, when you're being run out of town, get in front of the crowd and make like a parade. John Hope Bryant, a little humor is always good. Go to operationhope.org and find a local location near you, and we'll be announcing much more services to come of what we're going to be doing. I've heard some good things of what the federal government is planning on with regard to access to capital for small business owners, but I want to wait until I know what I'm hearing and not just assuming. And I heard today that the regulators are going to also provide Community Reinvestment Act credit to banks for emergency disaster response work for all those out there who want to do it. Banks will get credit under CRA for helping you do it. Peace and light. I'm out.